Hi, I'm Trish. As promised, it's a week after my Lapband revision surgery to have my tubing shortened, and I've just got back from seeing my GP. They just changed the dressings and she just had a look and made sure everything looked okay. I'll pop up a photo so you can see I took a photo before they redressed it. So here's the photo for you to have a look at. You can see there's two tiny little stab wounds. They're fine. The nurse and the GP were very, very happy with how they're looking. But that one long incision, it was a little bit swollen, and I couldn't see it, but the doctor said the wound had separated a tiny little bit. It must have been the tiniest little bit on earth. So they just popped some steri strips back over that longer wound and put a waterproof dressing over it. And they said to leave that just for like 2 or 3 days. And then I can take that off and I don't even need to replace the steri strips, and I don't need to go back and see her. I can just wait until I see the surgeon in 3 weeks' time. So they're very, very happy with that. I just got I had to get a certificate for my gym saying that, yes, I genuinely can't go back to the gym until the 26th of July. That's going to kill me. And that's only because it's extended. My original suspension went for 8 weeks, and then I had to extend that, more weeks because of the second surgery, so it's gone out to 3 months. So I've got to go up to the gym later and take that up there. I'm doing pretty well post-op. The first couple of days I really think were worse than when I first got banded. But like after those initial couple of days, I've been fine. I'm driving, I'm sleeping on both sides in bed. I sleep on the right side a lot more comfortably than the left side. Or I can sleep very comfortably on the left side, but to roll backwards and forwards to the left side hurts a little bit, so I've got to be very careful. I laid on my tummy last night for a couple of minutes. Didn't sleep on my tummy, but laid on my tummy for a couple of minutes. That felt like heaven, until I had to roll off my tummy. Then that was a little bit hard. What else? Oh, I've lost like, I'm down 4 kilos, I think, in the last week. I had a bit of a food funeral the last couple of days before having this revision, only because I knew I would very most likely be on liquids for 2 weeks, mushies for 2 weeks, and, I knew I wouldn't be able to eat a lot of yummy stuff in that time. So I did have a bit of a carb party. So that put on, I don't know, less than 2 kilos. So I've just really lost those, and now I'm down to, what was that this morning? 86.3. Yesterday I was 86.2. So the last few days I've really just been jamming in as much smoothie as I can. And I've been having gigantic smoothies. I'm talking like 750 ml smoothies. They're enormous, and they've got like chocolate soy milk and blueberries and yogurt and avocado and chocolate protein powder in them. So the calories in them are phenomenal. And then I've been having like protein-based soups, like chicken, or I went to my sister's place on the weekend for my niece's birthday, and my sister made lasagna. I love lasagna. They also had chips. I love chips. They had cake. I love cake. Couldn't have any of that. I took my own soup, and I had ice cream after dinner, which was, it was fun. It was really, really nice. But when she was making the bechamel sauce for the lasagna, I was losing my mind. Out of all of that food, that's the only thing that made me lose my mind. And I actually did get a little bit naughty, and I scraped some of the bechamel sauce out of the sauce. When technically that's a mushy food, not a liquid. But it was only a couple of tiny little teaspoons, and I was really, really careful. And I felt so naughty because I tell people to not do this, and I did it. But anyway, so I've been going crazy for bechamel sauce, and so I've been trying to rack my brains to think about how I can make a bechamel sauce soup. So last night I came up with a concoction of, I made actually like a Mornay sauce, which is, it's like a bechamel sauce, but you put cheese in it. And then I had a tin of tomato and basil tuna, just a tiny little tin, and I've been craving tomato as well. And I thought the protein in tuna, that's really good. Protein in cheese, protein in milk, butter. I love butter. So I managed to make this concoction. I guess you could call it a tomato and basil tuna mornay soup, and it looked a bit vile, but it went down a treat. It was exactly what I needed. It was so delicious, and I might even make another one today, but with salmon because I've run out of tuna, so it'll be a salmon mornay soup. So, you know, and I made up a great big gigantic pot of beef, tomato and veggie soup, so I'll be having that because I can puree it and then, you know, make it down to like a liquidy with a bit more fluids if need be, and then I'll still have enough for when I start mushies next week. And I'm going to make a tomato and celery soup later as well because I had heaps of tomatoes and celery left over, so that'll be yummy. I'm very lucky. A lot of people whinge about this fluid stage because they can't think of anything to eat, or they don't like yogurt, or they don't like smoothies, or they don't like soups or whatever. But I don't actually mind it because I've got some juice there, so I mix that up half and half with water. And if it's really, really cold, I actually put it in the microwave and heat it up, and I put hot water in it. That's quite nice. I love smoothies. I can think of like a million different smoothies to make, and soup. So I eat soups anyway. I love soups. The only thing I'm doing different now is blending them smooth. So I'm quite happy to just keep thinking up different soups to make and you know, filling my freezer even more and having that variety. I've still got snow pea, zucchini and mint soup in the freezer. I've still got cauliflower leek and chicken soup there. So I've got plenty of variety. I think that's like 5 or 6 different soups just there for me to choose from. I've been making up diet jelly, putting that in the fridge. I made up some custard, just, you know, like custard powder and sugar and milk custard, and I put in some chocolate protein powder. It was okay, a little bit funky. So I had that with my, you know, like, made quite runny. I had that with my jelly. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, so I had some left over last night, so I just added in some chocolate soy milk and buzzed it up, and it was sort of like a chocolate soy milk custard milkshake, but it was nice. It was nice. It was, you know, nice and high in protein as well. So that's the foods I've been living on, and until today, I was just losing weight. Lost. You know, I'm still down 4 kilos, even though I put on 100 grams overnight. And I've got to be completely honest. That's got to be attractive. It's just a little after 1 p.m. today, and I'm on my second cup of tea, and I'm not hungry, and it's really hard. I know I need to eat, you know, like drink. I know I need to have something, and I've got plenty of variety there. But all those foods I just listed, I don't feel like any of them. So I'm just going to have my cup of tea. Hope that I get hungry within the next hour. My appetite's gone. I don't know why, because I've really been trying to get the food in. But maybe it's because it's fluids and they just make me feel so full and so bloated that I just feel like I'm this great big sloshing water balloon full of water. So hopefully I can find it within me later on to have some soup and a smoothie and some juice. Otherwise my weight's going to be down again tomorrow. So I think that's about it. I don't need to go back to see my GP anymore. I think I already mentioned that, didn't I? All the calories, all the weight's coming out of my brains. And I'll go and see the surgeon in 3 weeks' time. I did ask my GP for a copy of the surgical report, but they didn't send that. They just sent this standard letter saying, oh, we did Lapband revision, we revised the tubing or some... What does that tell me? I knew that's what I was going in for. It doesn't tell me if I had adhesions or a hernia or if they actually touched the lap band. And this is another thing. I don't think they touched the actual lap band, the band bit that goes around my stomach, because I've had absolutely zero stomach pain. And when I first got lap banded, every time, for the first couple of days, every time I took a sip of anything, I had pain. And I haven't had that, so I don't think they've touched the lap band at all. And if they haven't touched the lap band at all, I should have only had to be on fluids for like a day or two and then gradually go back onto a normal diet. But anytime I've had like gastroscopies and stuff, when the people who send you home from the hospital, you know, like your recovery, and then you go to they put you in a recliner until someone comes and gets you. They never really know. Like I always say, oh, do I need to be on fluids? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably, maybe. Might be a good idea if you do, because we don't really know. And so then they've given me this paperwork when I've gone home, which is essentially the same as when I originally got lap banded, and so I said, oh, so do I just do what I did the last time, like 2 weeks of fluids and 2 weeks of mushies? And they're like, oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, you probably should do that. So if I get in to see the surgeon in 3 weeks' time and he says, oh, no, you didn't need to do 2 weeks of liquids and then 2 weeks of mushies, and then I'll have lost all this weight, and then I just got to go and put it all back on again because I can't maintain it without going crazy. Lucky I like soups and smoothies. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to cauliflower mash next Tuesday and scrambled eggs. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for now. I do have some ideas for some other videos if I can be bothered. It takes me a long time to make videos. And I've actually been giving a bit of thought as to, people probably wonder how I have the willpower to just get this shit done. You know, like before I had my breast reduction, I did Optifast for close on a month, and I just did it. I'm now on fluids for 2 weeks, and other than a couple of spoons of bechamel sauce and, you know, letting some chocolate melt in my mouth and that sort of thing, I'm just getting the job done. And then when I go into mushies, I'll just get that job done. I've been giving a lot of thought as to how I actually do that, where I summon that willpower to do it, because I know a lot of people really, really struggle. But I'll make another video about that another time when I give it some thought, so it's not like this video just all over the place. And that's it for now.